I'd ask Sergeant Nate DeWitt to lead us in the pledge, so if everybody can stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sergeant DeWitt. Okay, so now I'll turn the time over to Jessica.
Good afternoon. Like Buzz said, my name is Jessica Winkler. I'm the newest team member of Winkler TV and Satellite here in Blackfoot. And as a small business that's been in Blackfoot for 38 years now, we wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about how we started, where, how far we've come, and then what's on the horizon for us. So, Winkler TV and Satellite was established in 1976 by Carl and Esther Winkler. Carl started out in a small shop in Blackfoot fixing TVs, VCRs, radio, and the like. And as his experience and reputation grew, so did his service area. From Howe to Arco, all the way to American Falls and Aberdeen, everyone in the Southeast Idaho area knew about Winklers. And for a lot of years, they survived on just word-of-mouth advertisement. It's actually a funny story. After James and I got married, I was working here in Blackfoot, and anytime anyone would learn my last name, I would get one of two responses. They would say, Winkler, oh, like the TV repair guy. And they would go on to tell me that he fixed something or installed something. And then the second, which I thought was the most funny, they would be like, oh, Winkler, like Henry Winkler, the Fonz, hey. Every time. It was hilarious. In 2002, Winklers expanded their product to include Dish Network and DirecTV satellite television. Since then, the market has exploded with new and exciting technology, and all of the advancements are they're really exciting for the coming future. As the evolution of the technology continues, it's ushering in a whole new way that people watch TV, and Winkler TV and Satellite is evolving with it. With Carl and Esther's son James, my husband, on as a brand new partner, his expertise is a great addition to their business. James started helping his dad around the shop back when he was in high school, but he has gone on to become certified in all of the products that we install. 9 times out of 10, he's the guy that's going to show up at your house to put your system in. Serving a lot of rural areas, we're very excited for all of our satellite internet services, which will allow all of our customers to get internet no matter where they live. So in previous times, if they said, no, sorry, you're too far out, we're eliminating that completely. Continuing the tradition of quality personal service that Carl and Esther started back in 1976, we very much look forward to serving our now 200-mile coverage area and beyond. Moving forward with all of this new technology, our key motto that sets us apart from our competitors is do it right the first time. Sell it right the first time, install it right the first time, do right by our customers. It's undeniable that if you take good care of your customers, they will take good care of your business. Excuse me. Some other companies and competitors are just in it for the sale. Our company wants to be in it for the long haul. So from the sell to the install to the service after the fact, we want to be your go-to whole home entertainment company. Keeping the trust of our consumers is really our main goal. Honesty and integrity is really what we are looking forward to bringing back to our industry, and unfortunately in this day and age, those qualities sometimes can be in short supply. Our goal in the coming years is to expand, first in Blackfoot, adding jobs and revenue to our community, and then to other locations. In the words of President Theodore Roosevelt, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We care about our customers, we care about our community, and it's with that frame of mind that we want to push forward with our operations. We'd like to say thank you to all that we've served. We'd like to thank the Chamber for allowing us to be members all these years. And we really look forward to continue to serve and bring our products to our community in 2015. With me today are both my husband, James, and Esther Winkler, and we're going to be over at our table after the luncheon. If anyone has any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them. Following along with the program, next up we are going to have the State of the City, followed by the State of the County addresses. As business owners and as community members, it's important for us to know what the city and the county are setting for goals and aspirations in the coming year, and then maybe even a little bit of a recap of 2014. So, like it says on your program, Mayor Paul Loomis is going to be giving the State of the City address. Mayor Paul Loomis has spent his entire life in service. A year after graduating from high school in Weiser, Loomis traveled to Canada and Minnesota to serve a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Home from his mission, Loomis entered the military in 1979. He spent the next 26 years serving his country in the U.S. Army. Loomis retired from military service in 2005 as a lieutenant colonel. His military career took him around the world, but he always called Idaho home. After working in Alexandria, Virginia for 4 years where he managed defense projects, he accepted a position with Premier Technology in Blackfoot as Project Operation Manager, supervising the company's project management, engineering, and design departments. The career move allowed him to bring his family back to Idaho. A devoted family man, Loomis married his high school sweetheart, Judy Peterson, in 1975, and together they have 6 children. As the mayor of Blackfoot, this arena makes the best use of his proven leadership skills and his education. The mayor holds a master's degree in political science from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Mayor Loomis is now in the 2nd year of his first term. And it is my great pleasure to introduce today the mayor of Blackfoot, Mr. Paul N. Loomis.
All I can say to that is, wow. She obviously made that sound a lot better than I could have or should have. Thank you for the opportunity to come today and speak in this forum and the chamber for allowing us to do this. It's a great forum to do it, and we also I want to thank Mr. Crable for hosting this in this venue. So it's a great opportunity. Well, where do I start? You know, a year ago I was standing up here and laid out a number of things, and I'll go ahead and refer back to them. But over the last year, I've had a few issues that I've learned about too. You know, I guess I'll start with that. You know, I did those rookie mistakes that happen when you start a new job. One of the first things I did is I locked myself out of the office, and I had to call Chris Jensen to come and open the door because it was after hours, and here I was stuck down in the lobby of the library waiting for him to show up. So, you know, those kind of things that have happened over the last year. I was doing a short interview and was just asked here a little while ago about you know, I went and talked to the 2nd graders, and somebody asked me about the 2nd graders and you know how that went. I said, well, it was kind of like the debates that you know that we had when we were campaigning. So the next thing I know, I'm kind of referring to the electorate as 2nd graders. So you know, that didn't work out so good on there. So. You know, like I said, I've made a few of those rookie mistakes, but I got to tell you, it's been wonderful. It really has. The support I've gotten, particularly from the city employees, and the challenges that I've given the city employees, to be honest with you, and how they've stepped forward, it's been wonderful. The citizens that I've asked to serve on committees, that have been willing to give their time and talents, those that I've called up and asked for advice, that have been willing to share that with me. So it's been a real positive experience that way. Now, accomplishments for 2014. One of my other faux pas, you could say, was last year I talked too long. So I'll try to shorten this one up a little bit. The wastewater treatment plant, you know, we kicked off the design and engineering for the clarifier. They cleaned over 68 miles of sewer lines and upgraded storm collections, particularly over at Wild Rose and Lakeside, which has been a pond at times. We're continuing. We've got still challenges, but that was a good accomplishment. Parks, you know, they completed the prep for the T-ball fields. They installed outfield fences. Scoreboards were put up. You know, those are all things that have progressed in the city. The streets. This last year, we were able to do the rehabilitation of Ash Street. You know, the big speed bump in front of Walmart no longer exists. You know, the refurbishment of the surface over in front of Les Schwab. The intersection at Cromwell and Pendlebury. Those are just some examples of the things that the street department has accomplished in the progress of our transportation system within the city. The fire department, we've upgraded new equipment, and we've secured equipment that was refurbished from the as excess equipment. We've also hired a fire marshal. I think that is going to tremendously upgrade our ability in the city to provide fire protection and also safety within the city. The water department has installed 18 new services, rehabbed 10 other lines, repaired and upgraded 40 meters, pumped, and this is pretty impressive to me, pumped 1.3 billion. Did I say that right, Richard? Billion gallons of water over the last year. So it continues to be a viable system. We continue to need to work on it. We've got the repairs, but just a tremendous service from the water department. The police, you know, we have a young department. We had two that retired this year. We had a couple that left of these young officers that have left to pursue other endeavors. We will continue to have turnover in the police department, but the key is that the leadership is stable and they provide tremendous service, and that is recognized by some of the issues that have happened this last year. There was a standoff that ended in I think a very positive manner, and that was due to the professionalism and the preparation of the police department, the services they gave us during Fair Week, and so on. Really outstanding. The coordination of the cleanup day. You know, it may seem small, but it's a huge thing that they do to help our city stay in a high state of maintenance and so on. One of the outreach things they did this last year was the expo, the police expo, and we won't do that every year. But I think that was just well done. If you attended it, great. Tell others about it. In the future, when we do it again, encourage others to come, because it was just really well done. And it's an opportunity to meet police officers. How do you say this? When it's not a bad situation. You know, that's where we want to have that kind of relationship. Because generally, you know, our officers, generally when they're called, it's not always a good situation. And that's the relationship that we want to have with the community. It's a good community relationship there. It's not always a good day when the police show up. But I'll tell you, I sleep well at night because I know the professionalism of our officers. Administrative this last year. This has been a huge challenge for the city employees. For the first time in, I honestly don't know, 14, 10, 15 years ago. For the first time in 15 years, we went out and opened up a competitive bidding for our administration for our health care. in our consulting. As a result of that, the city, we believe that we were going to save about $25,000. But what that has caused for the city employees, I still believe that we have as good of health care coverage, but it caused us to change our eye program, our dental program, and also to participate in wellness programs. We're requiring a whole lot of our employees to take responsibility for their own health. And that's been huge, and will pay a huge dividend and benefit to the city in the long term. Because our greatest resource, our greatest treasure, are the people in the city and our city employees. They're the ones that make it happen every day. Initiatives. And that's always a challenge, initiatives this next year. Let me go through some of the things that we're working on. We're modifying, or intend to modify and recommend to the council, a change in the operation of the golf course. We're looking at different models. One of the models that we're looking at is very similar to what's going on in Idaho Falls. And that's taking over all of the operations of the golf course. And doing that within the city umbrella instead of contracting a pro outside the city. We believe that that could bring us back to a level of revenue and expenses at the golf course. One of the other things that I'm initiative that I'm looking at and will probably recommend or will recommend to the council is an increased cost of recreation fees. Numbers are starting to become really important to me. I start looking at statistics more and more every day, and sometimes it's to my detriment. I realized the other day that statistics in our cemetery fund that were actually exceeding revenue. And that's a little scary when you're the mayor and cemetery funds start going up. I hope I'm not giving people heart attacks on there. So anyway, one of the things that we want to look at is raising those fees. Currently, when you look at the statistic of it, an individual that participates in a sporting event utilizing the fields and facilities of the city, the split right now is about the individual is giving revenue to the city of about 10% of the cost. Now we have cities so that we can provide opportunities for our youth and others, but at the same time I want to bring that up to a better ratio of about 80%. So over the next 2 years, I would like to propose and will propose to the council that we increase fees to a point where that we're at a better ratio of fees to cost to the city in our recreation department. The long-term development of a plan for the pool. We had a pool committee meet. They were very diligent. They went through a lot of material, and the recommendation came back from the pool committee to look at refurbishment. So at this point, I owe the city council a long-term plan. But one of the initiatives that I am in looking at that is thinking about an alternate sponsor for the pool. And that has been somewhat controversial. But my intention is to approach the school district and find their interest in becoming an alternate sponsor for the pool. There is a very good relationship of education and also recreation that exists there that I believe that the school board should consider. I've not, again, these are initiatives that I intend to seek during this next year. So that is another initiative. Annexation. Annexation has been a tough issue. We just went through the first cycle of annexation in the city in quite some time. The focus right now on annexation is enclaves in the city. Those properties that are completely surrounded by city limits. And we will continue to work through that. You may have noticed that there was another notice in the paper today of our efforts to continue to take control of those areas that are inside the city. Now, one of the concerns there obviously is taxes. And I got it, and I understand that. But those people and property are receiving the benefits of the city. Their value is because of the city. And in our ability to project and work towards the future, we need to incorporate those areas in our city plan and be able to include them in our zoning process and ordinances. So we'll continue to push for controlled, proper annexation according to the laws of the state of Idaho. We've pursued grants this last year. We were able and achieved 4 different grants that we secured. We have a number of grants that we have applied for that we're still waiting to hear. One of the things that I learned over the last year, another one of my rookie mistakes, was to include the possibility of grants in my budget. Meaning that what we did is if we applied for a grant and we thought we had a good chance, we included it in the budget. So what that did is inflate the budget to a level that was not realistic. Our current budget reflects and gives us the umbrella to receive these grants. But, in fact, one of the largest grants, the Tiger grant that we applied for last year, we didn't receive. And because we didn't receive it, we will not execute that portion of the budget. And so the budget right now is inflated to about $20 million. In actuality, we will probably execute a budget of about $16 million this year. But I won't make that mistake again this year. As we go through the budget process, we will identify those actual costs that we're going to have for the year. And then if we do receive a grant, we'll reopen the budget and add the grant money to the budget. That was something that I learned from the county commissioners, to be honest with you, as I watched them go through the process. They were very deliberate in that, and that's something that I've learned to avoid in the future. Because, like I say, again, it inflates a budget and it paints a picture that is not true. And I think I created a certain amount of concern by the citizens when they looked at this large budget in anticipation of grants, and it did not occur. We will continue to pursue grants aggressively. There are deserving cities that receive these grants throughout the United States. One of the great grants that I saw occur this year that was not to the city was to the community dinner table, and the grant that they received from OSCO. And that was a tremendous blessing to our community and also to those individuals who received the benefit of that. So we will continue to aggressively pursue grants on that. Now, always bring up the one that everybody is really concerned about, and that's taxes. I would say over the last year, one of the things that I was disappointed is we went through the budget process that we were not able to hold taxes at the same level. Taxes actually went up this year. Now, what does that mean? Well, yes, taxes went up, but Blackfoot continues to go in the right direction. This year we are 13th, not in the top 10, as we have been in the past. And we will continue to move that way, and we will hold city expenses and try to keep those expenses down so that we are not in a situation where we have to raise taxes. But I will tell you, it is part of what happens in the cities. You cannot absorb 16% power increases by the utilities and keep taxes at the same level. It's just impossible. It's either services or taxes, one or the other. Either you're going to have to reduce services or raise taxes. And at some point, that does happen. So I'm not here to tell you that we will never raise taxes. That is not my message. But we will do everything within our power to utilize city funds responsibly and honorably. Now, the actual status of the city. The city is on firm foundation. We have sufficient reserves to meet emergencies that occur in the city departments. Each department has a fund that we can utilize if we have an emergency. The largest challenge I have right now is the use of general fund carryover. For the past number of years, general fund carryover has been used to supplement the budget each year to ensure that the taxes stayed the same. So taxes were not raised for about 7 years. Well, that's one of the reasons we had to raise taxes, because the general fund carryover has been depleted from a year ago of about, in the 2014 budget, utilization from about 1.5 to about 900,000. Now, we did a lot of effort on the 15 budget, the current budget that we are in right now, to address this. And I am forecasting that the city general fund carryover will not be decreased in 15. In fact, it should be stabilized. And what does that mean for us? That we are now starting to pay for all of those services without dipping into carryover funds that we have built in the past. We cannot continue to use $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 of carryover funds every year to meet the day-to-day operations of the city. You need, my father taught me years and years ago, and I'm sure that you received the same lesson. And that is, earn it before you spend it, and don't spend more than you earn. And so that's how we're going to do it. We're going to continue to balance the budget. We're going to continue to shepherd and husband the general fund carryover and ensure that our city remains on a safe foundation. The city does have a brilliant future. And I can look you in the eye and tell you that. It doesn't take a genius to look at the map and see that Blackfoot is the geographical center of the population of East Idaho. All the major populations are around us. We are in the sweet spot. That says a lot for commerce. It says a lot for our infrastructure that we have to prepare for the future to be able to meet those demands. And as the economy heats up, and it certainly feels like it is, all those that listen to the governor's State of the State address, that was the message. We're going to increase the education budget. They're going to address transportation. Why is that? Because the economy is turning around. And as it heats up, we need to be prepared here in Blackfoot to meet the needs and the requirements of future growth in Blackfoot. And that will be a cooperation between the city and the county as we work together to prepare for the future. But my statement to you is Blackfoot is in a position to do very well in the future and to be not just a part or a bedroom community to other communities. We will take leadership and we will be part of the future of East Idaho and what happens here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, next up on the schedule, we will hear the State of the County Address. County Commissioner Whitney Manwaring is here to deliver that. And Whitney knows Bingham County top to bottom, side to side, as he grew up on a dairy farm here in Groveland. His parents, Fred and Dolores Manwaring, raised him and 4 siblings. He attended Groveland Elementary and Blackfoot Junior and Senior High Schools, where he actively participated in the Future Farmers of America and received the Idaho Star Farmer Award. Whitney is a full-time rancher and farmer operating a 120-acre family farm with cattle, horses, and sheep. He and his wife Jeanette have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. In 1987, Manwaring began working as a volunteer with the Blackfoot Fire Department. In 1990, he became a full-time firefighter and advanced EMT. In 2011, he retired from the fire department to fill his new role as Bingham County Commissioner. Manwaring sits on several boards such as the Blackfoot Urban Renewal Agency, the Tri-County 3B Detention Facility, and the Board of Guardians. He also serves as the chair of Bingham County Transportation Coalition. As a commissioner, he takes primary responsibility for county buildings and grounds, as well as road and bridges. Please help me welcome County Commissioner Whitney Manwaring.
I sat up close because I'm not moving quite as fast as I did last week. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for that introduction. I've, the last 4 years, my first term, I've really enjoyed working in Bingham County as county commissioner. I've learned a lot, and probably the biggest thing I've learned is there's still a lot more to learn. I've really appreciated working with the commissioners I've worked with. Sometimes we don't agree when we're sitting there in the office and we have different ideas, but what I appreciate is we can go home tonight, come back, and maybe put our ideas together and come up with a solution to make things better. And that goes along with the employees of Bingham County. They deserve recognition too. There's a lot of outstanding people we work with, and with that together, when they come in, we can solve problems too. What I probably really like the most is when there is problems and the citizens come in, I'm the kind that likes to sit down and listen to them and listen to their ideas and figure out a way to take care of this problem, because I like to take care of the problem and move forward, because there's more coming in the door the next day, and it's just healthy to me to get that problem taken care of and move on to the next one. Keeping our county growing and moving in a positive way is important to me. A few of the accomplishments that happened in Bingham County this year, a big one was that Golden Valley meet in Shelley. And that went in, and it's still under construction, but it's going to create a lot of jobs, help the tax base down the road. And since that has gone in, they've had 2 parts stores that are in construction now. They have a Pizza Hut going in, and people just see the growth of something coming in, and they see something in the future, and then something else starts, and economic development and growth is a big thing in this county, along with the city of Blackfoot. And it just makes things healthy, and things move forward with that. I am over the road and bridge area, and that is we probably get the most complaints about road issues because everybody drives on them. And it's always important to me to make them safe. When you consider from Aberdeen all the way up over Bone and all the way to Shelley, there's a lot of miles of gravel and paved roads we need to take care of. And with that, this past year, we have a goal of taking care of maintaining at least 120 miles of road and build roads besides that out in the Aberdeen area, rebuild roads up in the mountains. So with that, we're trying to get to that we can maintain and redo these roads and keep them up to the safety standards every 7 to 10 years, I hope, with the over 12,000 miles of roads in the county. Our county, I feel, is in really good financial conditions, and some of the ways that things that have happened this past year and things that we're looking forward to working on is one big one is the cost of gravel in this county and the cost of transportation that you go from Blackfoot to Aberdeen and to Shelley. We have a good pit in Shelley. We're running out of gravel in the Blackfoot area. We were able to make a deal with the state, an old state gravel pit next to our central transfer station in there's going to be millions of dollars worth of gravel that we're going to be able to use, and this is probably going to help us, the county, over the next 20 to 25 years. We look at the last couple of years, the snowfall hasn't been that great. We've cut back on having to plow the roads, but with that, we've taken the time and the money and the effort to rebuild roads that we're able to get onto, gravel roads out in the Aberdeen area. We changed our disposal of our tires in the county. We've added a little fee at the transfer station for the ones that bring the tires out there that help with our costs when we haul these tires out to dispose of them down in Bannock County. We've changed the way the commercial tire companies, they're basically, we turn it over to them to take care of their own disposal fees, and that'll save the county over $50,000 a year. We had an old dirt pit out and clear up the end of Homestead out in Aberdeen, and we're approached by the beet company and the beet growers out there because there's several thousands of acres of beets grown out there. They had an issue last year with wanting to keep this away from the main road and the schools and the kids, and so we leased this property to the beet company for the next 5 years that will help bring money into the county that we'll put in to help take care and maintain roads, which is a big expense for the taxpayers. We have taken over the transfer station. It had been run the last couple of years by an out-of-state company. We've taken that over, so we have more control, and with the maintenance and the way it's taken care of out there, we have a new person that's in charge of that. He has some good ideas. We've had a lot of compliments how clean it is. I don't know how many of you taking garbage out there, but when it gets wet and messy, it's kind of a mess, and they've really improved and made an upgrade on that. Another big thing that's going on in the county, over the years we've had a scholarship fund, and we use this for students. Their senior year, they can use it and go into junior colleges, and it's money that comes from the state liquor fund. And the money that comes into the county, half of that goes into the courts, and the other half we use. And since I've been there, just this last year and a half to 2 years, it's really increased because Commissioner Carter's gone out and made sure that all these schools are more aware of it. We've tried to, as commissioners, make all the other schools, as we go and we talk and we visit, this is to make them aware of the scholarship fund to help the students in Bean County. And there's $3,000 available over 3 years. Now, is that money that wasn't used to go into the general fund, and we're just rolling that forward and keeping it in that same line item and building that up. And so it's a big deal. I feel it's a big deal in the county with education and support our youth. The county, it's always, like I said, it's always a challenge, and I really enjoy, we're the kind, when there's a problem, I like to go out and look at the problem. If somebody's got a problem, then I know what they're talking about, not just by hearsay. And it's a lot easier to take care of this problem when they come back in and we get together. We can be on the same page. And I feel I've appreciated all the support this last 4 years and this past year in the election. And I feel like a lot of citizens out there, I consider more a friend than a constituent, actually. And with that, I have enjoyed working with the mayor. It's been a privilege being on the Bureau board. There's a lot of businesses that have benefited from facade grants and the work that's in there. And it's just fun when you drive around and see all these businesses that their businesses improved, and it just looks nice. And when one happens, it kind of snowballs to another. And when things are healthy like that, things stay healthy. And I appreciated working with the city that way. I've appreciated being on the chamber board. It's, like I said, I'm involved in a lot of boards and involved in a lot of lunchtime meetings and nighttime meetings, and I'm not always there, but when I'm there, I really appreciated it. This past few years, I want to congratulate Buzz. I know he'll do a good job. I look forward to working with him, and and all those that are on the board. I know we have some new board members on there. And anyway, it's just fun to work together and make Blackfoot Bingham County a better place to be. This is a great county. I'm proud to be part of it, and I want to thank you.
Well, thank you, Mayor Loomis and Commissioner Manwaring, for your addresses. That was really good. I did want to thank Jessica and Winkler TV for being our lunch sponsor this month. I just got notice that the search and rescue dinner, the dinner portion has been sold out, but the doors do open at 5:30, and so everyone's still welcome to come and participate in the auction event. And so if you're able to, it's a great cause, and it is a lot of fun. So it'll come on out. Next up on our agenda is our business spotlight, which is Washington Federal. And Nancy Christensen is going to come up and talk a little bit about their business.
Hello, we are Washington Federal, and it's January, and it's the first month of the year, and we have been honored to be selected for Business of the Month, and I think that's exciting. And especially as I look out at you guys, and you're here representing your companies and your businesses and your organizations, and they're all stellar organizations and groups, and so that's just really an honor for us, and I'm just really pleased and thankful for that. So we're a bank, and how do you make a bank exciting? It's really hard to project that to you, but a banking can be exciting because when you go to a loan closing and you help that person get that house, that's exciting. And when you go to a business and you help them save money on payment processing for credit cards and debit cards, that's exciting. And when you go to a school and you teach kids about saving money and you get to collect their little deposits, that is really exciting. And so banking can be exciting, and I hope that we can just project a little bit of that excitement to you and make you want to come see us. We're only 2 blocks away. We're the other green bank. I've heard people say, "Oh, you're green. That's that other bank." No, we're another green bank. So come and see us. We also, I just have one other thing I want to let you know is Washington Federal has partnered with LifeLock to help bring affordable protection to people for identity theft, and that's kind of a big deal right now. So again, I won't keep you guys a long time. You've just, been patient for so long, but just come see us sometime. We're just not very far away. Thank you.
Okay, next, if we could get Dennis Carlson from Portland Medical to come up and talk about their business.
Sort of follow up with that last comment. How much fun is weight loss? It's a lot of fun. If you have a second before you take off, we have some photos of before and afters over there, kind of showcase the program, and it's an excellent time of year to consider it. Better health, better psyche, and we can help you with that, one of those that you love, or friends of yours. Our physician, Dr. Alion Gray, he's the only board-certified, fellowship-trained bariatric surgeon in this half of the state. So the other one's in Boise somewhere. So anyway, glad to be here, glad to be part of the chamber. Look forward to seeing you throughout this year. Thank you.
Jessica, would you like a few more minutes? Okay, you're good. Nancy, do you have anything else? Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, now we'll do our 2 drawings.
First, we have $40 in here, so those who purchase tickets, get your tickets out.
Okay, so 524-843.
For $40.
843.
$40 going once. You get your tickets. Guys, it's in here. You have to. Someone has it.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do it again. Oh, you sure? Unless you got it, right?
Somebody's gotta have it.
You have to have it.
Yes.
Somebody's gotta have it.
Nobody's left.
All right, well, we're gonna do it again.
Okay, do it
Oh,
again.
no, here we go.
Oh, Roger, did you get it? Give it to him.
No, I wouldn't let him do that. He wins too often.
We have another drawing.
jam.
I felt like I beat Roger. That's pretty cool.
And it is for $25, so if I could get the mayor to come up and draw here. I don't power. Shepherd Trust Company.
Down here. All right, so next month, it goes up to $50. Okay, so you have to be present to win. Thank you very much.
I do have, one thing I'd like to remind everybody is in February, we have the membership directory goes out through the morning news. It goes to every household in Bingham County. So if your business has changed any of its contact information, you need to make sure we have that, those changes by January 23rd, because this membership directory is going out to every household in the county. So please get your information in. We list every chamber business. It's a free listing for you. It's listed by alphabetical and then by category. So please get those, make sure we're updated.
Okay, one last thing, we did have our chamber board retreat back on December 15th, and we did elect our new officers, and so I'd like to have them stand and introduce them. Don Larson of Hub International is our vice president. Keep standing here. Bert Coons of Van Orden Lawn and Cannon is the treasurer, and I didn't see Bert earlier. And Destiny Tino of Fort Hall Casino is the secretary. And our returning board members is past President Vern Murray of Radio Shack. Brenda Stanley of Portmouth Medical Center. Randy L. Teton of the Shoshone-Bannock tribes. Roger Scott of the Idaho Central Credit Union. There's Ronnie. Our new board members, Jeff Nye of Bingham Co-op. Richard Johnson of Grove City Gardens. Summer Lemons of Gold's Gym. And Erica Critchfield of the Willows. Well, that's our program for today. Again, I would like to thank Tommy Vons for the wonderful lunch. It was really good. Appreciate that. Everybody give them a big hand. And again, I'd like to thank our lunch sponsor, Winkler TV. Thank you. And I encourage everybody to keep coming to our general membership meetings, and I look forward to seeing you all next month. Thank you.